Hi everyone, and this is another tutorial where I'm going to show you how to set up Apache with event-based npm. npm stands for multi-processing module, and event-based means that when Apache receives requests, it hands them over to waiting threads, so it doesn't need to process them by itself, so that it can handle more requests simultaneously and hand them over to threads. And also Apache will not be executing PHP code, and to do that we will be using this service, which is called php-fpm. FPM means FCGI process manager, so this is the manager that processing PHP code and then returns results to Apache. And in order to connect these two services, we will be using mod proxy FCGI. So this is the proxy which sends requests back and forth between this Apache and php-fpm. So this is overall structure of our tutorial, and also I'd like to mention that I will be using Ubuntu 16.4, and this is because it has Apache of version 2.4.18. This is quite recent version, and for this tutorial you need at least Apache 2.4.10, and I didn't use Ubuntu 14.4 because it has quite old Apache, which is Apache 2.4.7, and in this version mod proxy FCGI doesn't work really well. I tried it, but I didn't manage to work it. So you need to have at least Apache 2.4.10. You can install it from sources and from some custom repositories. It's up to you. So anyways, you can also install everything in Ubuntu 14, but it will be a little bit more difficult. So let's get started, and let's install our Apache and php-fpm first. To do that, simply type in sudo aptitude and then install, and then Apache 2 space php-fpm. Enter your password. And also I'd like to mention that in Ubuntu 16 it has PHP 0.7 already, so this is quite new PHP, so you need to keep that in mind when installing this. The installation has been completed successfully, and first of all let's check our Apache, the version of our Apache, and to do that simply type in Apache 2ctl space -V, press enter. Here you can see that I have Apache 2.4.18, and also I have npm event, which is good. So if you have some different npm here, you can simply disable it by typing sudo a to gsmod. And for example, if you have npm worker, type in npm-worker, press enter, and to enable event simply type in sudo and then a to nmod npm_event. But I don't need to do that because I already have correct version. We need event npm for this tutorial, so I'll just clear screen. And first of all, let's set up virtual host in Apache. So change directory to etc Apache sites available. Here we have some default templates, and I will just copy one of them, which is 00 default. Type in sudo cp file name, and then where you want to copy, I will just use this site.conf. And now we are ready to edit that configuration. Type in sudo nano and then site.conf. Press enter. Here I will just change the server name, and I will be using site.com. And also you need to fix document root. Later we will create that directory. And in order to process PHP, we will be using this technique. So type in files, then match, and then what you want to match. So this will be a regular expression. So type in \php, close the tag, close file matches tag, files match, and in between this just type command set handler space and then proxy :fcgi and then / and address which we will be using. Here it will be localhost 127.0.0.1 and the port number. We will set it up in php-fpm later. What this all means is that when Apache receives requests which contain PHP file, it will proxy them to this URL using proxy fcgi, and it will be sent over to php-fpm. So that's it here. Just save the file, exit. Now we need to enable that proxy fcgi, that module in Apache, and just type in sudo a2nmod and then proxy _fcgi. Press enter. Now we need to restart Apache. Type in sudo service apache to restart. As you noticed, it enabled two module because it has some dependencies, so we just enabled proxy and proxy fcgi. So I think this is it with Apache. I will change directory, and now let's create the file structure for our website. And I will go to var www. Here you can see I have some directory, but I will create another one which I specified in our virtual host, in Apache virtual host. So let's create that directory. Type in sudo mkdir and then site. Press enter, and now I will go there. Here I will create another site by using nano. Type in sudo nano and I will create this index.php, the default file. And we will be just testing how PHP works. So I will use this PHP code, the simple code, and simply I will print this command php info. We'll close the PHP tag and then save the file and exit. So this is our website, quite simple. I will change directory, will clear screen. Also, I will set up the hosts so that the domain name can be resolved when I type in the browser. So I will edit my hosts file. You don't need to do that in your case. So I just need to make this URL available. So it will be pointing to localhost. I will save it, exit. So now we're ready to configure our php-fpm. So let's change directory to /c php and then 7 and then fpm. Here I will get listing, and you can see this is the configuration for php-fpm itself, and there is directory pool. It is similar to Apache sites available, so you can specify multiple pools for different sites. and let's go there. I will get listing. Here you can see some default template of pool, FPM pool, and again, similar to Apache, I will just copy that template to different name. So I will call it again site, and this will be FPM pool. Now let's edit that template using sudo nana and then site.conf. Here you just need to change the pool name. I will use site again. Scroll down a bit and find this parameter which is called listen. I will comment it out because I don't want to use file socks in this tutorial, but instead I will be using just TCP sockets, and just type in listen 127.001 colon and then 9000. This is the port number and IP address. So php-fpm will be listening on this address on this port. The reason why I'm using this because it is more simple to use TCP sockets. You don't need to set up anything, you don't need to worry about permissions, and it works quite well. So this is it, what I need to set up here. Also, I'd like to mention that one of the benefits of php-fpm is that you can specify which user and which group it will be running from, and it is quite secure that you can specify multiple users for multiple sites, so one website cannot access the other one, which is, I think, impossible to do in default Apache configuration, which is running PHP code for all of your websites under the same user, which is not really secure. Also, here you can find lots of different parameters. You can adjust them to your taste. I will not be discussing this because it will take a lot of time. So I will be just showing you how to get some basic setup working. So here you just need to fix the listen address here and only the pool name, so only these two things. So now just exit from here, save it, and we just need to restart our service of php-fpm and then press restart, press enter, and I think now we're ready to open our browser and check how our website looks like. And let's just wait a few seconds while it is loading. It is quite slow on my machine. Here I will just type in site.com/index.php, and there is some problem and it says not found, but I think it is easy to fix, so let me fix this quickly. This is because I forgot to enable Apache virtual host, because we created it in sites available, but we didn't enable it. So let's enable and type in sudo a2n site and then the config name, which is site in my case. Press enter, and now let's reload Apache. Type in sudo service apache to reload. Press enter. So I think this is it, and let's refresh the page. I'll hit refresh, and now you can see that it is working. It is printing some PHP code, some parameters, the server version, PHP version, and many other stuff that you can check. Also, I can remove this PHP file. It should redirect me by default to that location. I'll press enter. It also works fine. I think this is it for this tutorial. I've just showed you how to set up PHP event npm with php php-fpm. Also, I will create some text article. You can check it later, and you can find it in the description of this video. And thank you for watching.